Who's the toughest dude in the league to guard right now, in your opinion?
It gotta be the big fella, the Serbian.
This goddamn Joker guy, man. What he's shooting like? They say in like the last 5 or 6 games he's shooting like 77% from the field.
Yeah, I mean, this season in 3 weeks, I think he's at 67% from the field.
Oh my good. And by the way, and this is not like one of those guys back in the day, like all dunks, or all layups. No, this is everything.
All three
levels.
We just taking this dude for granted, man. He is the best basketball player in the world. You just going out there getting easy triple doubles every night, and he ain't getting them fluky 10 points. 10 rebounds, 11 assists. He get like 25, 16, and 17.
I would like the NBA fans writ large to please take a look and pay attention to what Nikola Jokic is doing right now.
35 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists. He missed 3 shots from the floor all night.
And he said it's not easy, and I'm sure it's not, but he makes it look so easy.
Nikola Jokic right now is putting together a Wilt Chamberlain-style statistical season.
I had a good night. The ball was going in, and we won the game. The guys were coach running play for me, and it's simple as that.
You don't want to give Joker no credit because you think you compare him to you.
Nikola Jokic is putting together a season that doesn't even feel real anymore. He's basically averaging a 30-point triple-double, and his shooting splits look so clean they almost seem fake. He's leading the league in rebounds, leading in assists, and sitting on top of every advanced stat you can pull up without breaking a sweat. And here's the wild part. He's doing all of this while 2 of his 4 best teammates have been sidelined for over a month. Still, when you check the betting odds, Jokic is somehow listed as the second choice for MVP.
This brother, Jokic, I mean, just a big tub of lard, just shoving people around, no six-pack, and ain't stealth built or anything like that. He's just big and strong, waddle. He don't even walk, he waddles and stuff. You just look at him, and you can't stop him. Yeah. There's nothing you can do.
Every major sportsbook and betting app keeps Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as the favorite. And let's be clear, SGA is elite, and nobody is here to tear him down. But what Jokic is doing right now isn't just impressive, it's straight up unheard of. If voters hand SGA back-to-back MVPs over a season like this, we're not talking about a close call anymore. That would go down as the biggest MVP snub professional basketball has ever seen, and the numbers say it louder than any debate ever could. Jokic is sitting at 29.8 points per game, which is basically 30, putting him 5th in the entire NBA in scoring. For most players, that alone would be a career year. But then it gets ridiculous. On top of that scoring, he leads the league in rebounds. He also leads the league in assists. Let that sink in for a second. A center leading the NBA in assists almost never happens. The last time anyone saw a big man do anything close to this, the league looked completely different. And none of this is happening on some bottom-tier team either. Denver is rolling, sitting second in the West and on pace to win 62 games this season. Once you hit the advanced stats, the gap gets even louder. Player efficiency rating, Jokic is on top. Box plus minus, he's there too. Value over replacement. Player, win shares. Win shares per 48 minutes, he owns all of it. There isn't a single stat, basic or advanced, where Jokic isn't sitting at or near the very top of the entire league. And this is where things start feeling unreal. Jokic already owns the all-time career records in PER, BPM, and win shares per 48. Those records are his because he's the one who set them. Now this season, he's on pace to blow past his own numbers. The highest single-season PER ever recorded belongs to him right now. The same goes for BPM. The highest stretch ever recorded sits with Jokic too. A while ago, competing against other players stopped being the storyline. Jokic is competing against history and against himself, and he keeps winning. His true shooting percentage is sitting at 72%, second in the entire NBA. A 30-point triple-double on this level of efficiency has never existed before. Not in any era. Not from Wilt, not from Oscar Robertson, not from LeBron, not from anyone. No player in basketball history has ever put together this exact statistical profile. And somehow, that still isn't enough to make him the MVP favorite. The game against the Clippers a few weeks ago should have shut the whole debate down instantly. Jokic dropped 55 points that night while shooting 78% from the field, and his plus-minus ended at plus 28. What makes it even crazier is that he only played 33 minutes. By the end of the third quarter, he already had 52 points, and the game was such a blowout that Denver sat him for most of the fourth. His dominance was so complete that they didn't even need him to finish the job.
Denver leads by 4. Jokic down the lane, a rainbow floater.
But, I didn't think he would score 55. He made some threes.
Offensively for the Nuggets because of that. Jokic wastes little time and knocks down a three.
Try to navigate through. Then when you go smaller on him, you just post up. And then so it's just a tough cover, but I didn't think he would get 55.
Fades and fires and fills it up. I mean, he's got 48 team minutes. Jokic goes to work. The double is late. He spins away, and it's a video game for him right now, 52.
The historical context makes that performance hit even harder. When you zoom out and look at the league's past, what Jokic just did jumps into a whole different tier of crazy. Scoring 55 or more points while shooting at least 75% from the field puts you in a tiny, almost exclusive club. Since the year 2000, only 7 players in the entire NBA have pulled that off. And when you narrow it down even more, just 3 names actually show up consistently: Jokic, Luka Doncic, and James Harden. Go back even further, and the last time someone truly lived in that space was Wilt Chamberlain in 1969. That's more than 50 years ago. What Jokic is producing right now hasn't existed for half a century. And that alone should stop the conversation in its tracks. And the circumstances make it even louder. Aaron Gordon has been out for over a month. Christian Braun has also been sidelined for over a month. These aren't bench warmers catching rest days. These are 2 of Denver's 4 best players and 2 of their top 3 defenders. Then things spiraled even more when Peyton Watson went down just 5 minutes into the Houston game. Watson had stepped into Braun's role, started games, and became one of the few bright spots during this injury stretch. Now he's hurt too. Look at the math and it gets ugly fast. Denver is missing 2 starters, 2 of their top 4 players, and the guy filling in for one of those starters just went down as well. On paper, this team should be drowning, barely hanging on to a play-in spot, just trying to survive until help arrives. But reality says something completely different. Denver is still the 2nd seed in the most stacked conference in basketball. Their offense ranks number 1 in the NBA by more than 2 points per 100 possessions. Spencer Jones is starting games, averaging just 4.8 points per game, and they're still running teams off the floor. That's not roster depth doing that. That's one man putting an entire franchise on his back. The Houston game was a perfect example of what Jokic does to real competition. The Rockets came in as the 2nd best team in the league by net rating, and second only to Oklahoma City in SRS rankings. This isn't some average squad. This is one of the best teams in basketball, and Denver beat them anyway. Again, for the 2nd time this season. No Gordon, no Braun, no Watson after the opening 5 minutes. Jokic finished with 39 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists. Like it was another night at the office. Jamal Murray added 35. And after years of people questioning his consistency, he's finally playing like a legit all-star who earned that label. The way he stepped up while the team runs short-handed has been special to watch. But that game exposed something bigger. Houston has a Jokic problem. They match up well with almost everyone in the league. A 7-game series against Oklahoma City might swing their way. San Antonio wouldn't scare them. They can battle almost anyone, except Denver. There is no answer for Jokic. 2 games this season, 2 losses, both times without Denver at full strength. If Houston's front office is smart, they're hoping Denver and Oklahoma City meet before they ever have to deal with the Nuggets in the playoffs, because that matchup is a nightmare. The MVP debate always circles back to the same argument for SGA. His team wins more games. Oklahoma City has fewer losses. They might even break the all-time wins record. All of that may be true, but it misses the point completely. Oklahoma City's dominance doesn't come from one man alone. 3 things drive that team, and the order matters. Defense first, depth second, Shai Gilgeous, Alexander third. Think about that. The third most important factor on that roster is somehow about to win back-to-back MVPs. Take SGA off Oklahoma City and they're still elite. Their defense stays strong. Their depth keeps them afloat. They still win a ton of games. The dominance dips, sure, but the foundation stays solid. Now flip it to Denver. Take Jokic off this roster, and what's left is a borderline playoff team at best. Maybe a play-in squad. Possibly worse with all these injuries. Jokic isn't just the best player on the team. He is the engine. The offense runs through him. The playmaking runs through him. Everything Denver does starts and ends with that man. And somehow, that still won't be enough to win MVP, because wins matter more than individual dominance now. Even when the guy with fewer wins is carrying a heavier load with way less help, if SGA wins this race, it sends a loud message. Nothing Nikola Jokic does from now until the end of his career will ever be enough. The goalposts will keep shifting. The excuses will keep stacking. The most dominant player of his generation will keep getting skipped while voters reward team success over individual brilliance. Still, Denver's future isn't dark despite everything stacked against them. The supporting cast looks different than it did 2 years ago, and in some ways, it looks better. Off-season moves filled gaps that haunted this roster for years. Tim Hardaway Jr. is shooting lights out from deep. Cam Johnson brings elite spacing, even when his shot isn't falling. Jonas Valanciunas gives them a legit backup big who's been productive in this league for 15 years. Bruce Brown is back too, bringing championship experience and nonstop energy off the bench. Even with chaos swirling around them, Denver still has answers, and as long as Jokic is standing in the middle of it all, nothing is off the table.
At least keep the lead. You know, that's our job. I think we have a capable bench, and you know, starters doing a great job. We got to maintain that.
Just to have a really good backup big man who's really dominant, who played in the league for 15, 16 years. And we have a Bruce who won a championship with he's bringing out the energy every night, and Tim, who is a really probably one of the top shooters in the league. So it's really good to have him have them on our team.
Spacing is the real game changer here, and it's completely flipped Denver's reality. For years, the Nuggets' biggest flaw was obvious: not enough shooting around Nikola Jokic. Teams would crowd the paint, dare him to shoot, and live with the math. That plan used to make sense, but now it's dead on arrival. With Tim Hardaway Jr. and Cam Johnson on the floor, the spacing is night and day. And Denver finally has shooters defenses actually fear. And once Jokic gets space, things turn scary fast. His shot chart looks straight up illegal. He's hitting 58% on jumpers, 78% on layups, 71% on hook shots, and an absurd 80% on floaters. When defenders can't cheat off shooters, Jokic gets isolated in the post, and that's game over. Nobody in this league can guard him one-on-one, and everyone knows it. The Western Conference is stacked with real danger everywhere you look. Oklahoma City is flirting with record-breaking territory. Houston is for real. San Antonio has Wembanyama out here cooking elite teams in limited minutes. Minnesota just made back-to-back conference finals and isn't going anywhere. Golden State still has Steph Curry, and now Jimmy Butler has them lurking near the 8th seed like a playoff trap nobody wants. Then there's the Luka situation. Whatever happens with him and the Lakers could flip the entire playoff picture overnight. Through all that chaos, Denver is still sitting at the 2 seed, winning games they have no business winning. And it's all because one man is doing things the league has never seen before. Talks about greatness never stop in basketball. Every show argues about GOATs, legacies, and all-time rankings. But recognizing greatness while it's happening is rare. History is easy to miss when it shows up quietly, night after night. Right now, Nikola Jokic is delivering the best offensive season by a center since Wilt Chamberlain last stepped off the floor. He's doing it with a depleted roster. No drama, no noise, no demands. He just shows up and drops stat lines that look like video game numbers. And somehow people are acting like that's normal. Watching Jokic this season means really watching history unfold. This is a player so skilled, so efficient, so dominant that breaking his own all-time records has become routine. Whether Jokic deserves MVP isn't even the real debate anymore. The real question is whether the league is about to let the most obvious choice in years get passed over again. Because if that happens, it won't just be a bad call. It'll leave a mark on the award itself.